What's up, everybody? This is Kieran Reese, otherwise known as the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, the O.C.G, and hopefully I'm live with Xenoblade. Let me go make sure the chat's working, and then we'll get down to business. Okay, it's working. What a bunch of jokers. God, I can't help myself. And as much as I want them to have the best weapons they can, I'm just gonna have to deal with them having less effective weapons. So I can damage back on. He's having to cast Monado Enchant every fucking battle gets real old.
Yes? Yes? Yes?
God, I love doing that. I have another chain attack ready to go. Fuck. Oh man, that's so great. I do need to hurry up and do this at the very least, though, so I can get Fiora back in my party. Black Wreckage. So let me check the map. I feel like I should have most of the locations already, so... We do rock around and Ricky. Never stop my bed, we do rock around. It's Ricky. We do rock around and rock around. Ether Light, Hidden Mechana Village, Ether Exhaust System, Digit 5 Beach, Digit 5, Digit 4, Digit 3, Digit 2, Digit 1, yeah. Power Pipe Ruins, 5th Pulse Zone, Transformer Area, Jiffin Beach, Zack Springs, Silver Wreckage. So I have all of the Radio Carpa. Rotating Bulkhead, Distant Fingertip, yeah. What am I missing? Okay, Digit 1 Crevasse, Hidden Mechana Valley. Oh, it's right here, Radio Carpa Coast. No. Yeah, okay. Let me get that real quick. So I'm going to have the whole area mapped out. What a bunch of jokers. Okay, I need a roll of Olive Hide, Ponyo, Hoof Seal, Warning Lamp, Retro Diode. Okay. We're getting there. Ow. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Oh, shit. I need to take out the minions first. Oh shit!
I can see this isn't pushing you at all.
There we go. There we fucking go. Everything's mapped out. Hell yeah, baby! Piranha's fish wheel. Yep. What? Okay, that was fucking weird. Okay, then we got a flyer in on this for some reason. Okay. You wanna die too, dog? Let's do it. Sweet. That's one of them. Okay, Pyrenex fish wheel, silver antole fiber, sour turnip, mossy panel. Retrodiode. I think Retrodiode is in Mechanis field, if I'm not mistaken.
Is everything. Remember, at its finest, we're the best, but we mustn't be careless. Let's not lose our heads, though. Let's focus our efforts. Understood. Not a problem. Electric dust. We're the best, but we mustn't be careless. Let's not lose our heads, though.
Oh, hey, it's good to see you, man. Sweet.
But we mustn't be careless.
How are you?
I think we found it. Is this the piezoelectric unit?
Yes, that's it. Well done.
Leonardo, will Fiora be okay now?
She'll be fine. It will just take me a little time to reconfigure and install the unit. Leave it to me. You get some rest.
But...
Shulk, do you want her to see you looking exhausted when she wakes up?
You're right. I'll try and get some rest. Thank you for everything you're doing.
By the way...
Yes?
The chief says he wants to speak with you. I think it's about Egil.
I'll go and see him. He wants Egil stopped. And so do we. But I need to sleep on it.
Good. You mustn't overburden yourself. We will help you in any way we can.
Thank you.
Xenoblade.
Welcome.
I need to be even stronger.
Oh shit, leveled up. Nice! And yeah, it's one of my favorite games of all time.
Welcome.
God in heaven, but what you mean God in heaven, or only God in heaven, I purpose line for anyone else, just God in heaven, Jesus, please do me for favors. One, please go give things to drink. Water in the monster, we didn't get it.
How
are you? Sleep well?
Yes, very well. I wanted to, talk about your son.
Have you made up your mind?
Yes. We agree with you. Egil must be stopped. But we can't act now.
Oh? Why's that?
Before we came here, we heard of plans to form an allied force on Bionis. Any day now, they're going to launch an attack on Mechonis. But it's too dangerous. Egil has made a weapon that could kill us all.
The weapon that Mumkar was using? The one that shoots green fluid?
He said it can decompose any being from Bionis.
We have to go back and warn them, before it's too late.
Dixon!
Well, you could always ask me to do it.
Dixon! What are you doing here? I can't believe you found us.
Why? This place is directly below the fortress. If you fell from up there, I figured you must have ended up here. And Bob's your uncle.
You're looking well, Dixon.
Ah, I see you're looking like your usual old self.
You know each other?
Kinda.
I scratch his back. He scratches mine. He tells us about the outside world. We give him technology and information.
Why did you keep that to yourself? That information is vital to all who fight Mechonis.
Not all of us Hongs are good people. What would happen if the Mechonis-hating types found this place? These Machina cut themselves off from the world to get away from pointless fighting.
So they escaped to live in peace. Somewhere they wouldn't be seen. Makes sense.
Clever little crown princess, ain't ya?
So this is where you obtained all that stuff you brought back to Colony 9. I wondered where you were getting it from.
I thought it was fine as long as it helped Shulk out at the lab. I guess the secret's out now. So, that weapon. How dangerous are we talking about?
I haven't discovered why, but it disintegrates anything it touches. But only if it's living tissue from Bionis.
Bet that would come in handy.
Dixon.
I'm only joking. Anyway, for now, just don't let any of it touch you. I'll come up with something to counter it. Leave it with me and I'll keep you posted. You lot go and take care of that Eagle or whatever his name is.
Eagle.
If you take him down, the Allied force might not even be needed.
God in heaven, please forgive me for doing them deals and doing bagels. Man, my Steve's being a whore today.
For a bit.
God in heaven, please forgive me, do the deal. God in heaven, please forgive me, do the deal.
Fiora.
Wait. How you doing since fucking SSA? I never think you do, my dear SSA, but oh well, everything comes and goes. God, and heaven, please forgive me for doing those sins of deals and
Ain't made your mind up yet.
God, please forgive me for doing the deal. God, please forgive me for doing the
Starman
deal.
told me all about it. The goal of your mission.
God in heaven, please forgive me for doing the deals and deal.
Yes.
But
God
you
in heaven,
found
please
her
forgive me
alive,
for doing the deal.
and now you've got her back. So you're all done now, ain't you?
What are you fighting for, Dixon?
Me? He just gets right under my skin. That Egil guy.
Because he's trying to exterminate the Homs.
God in please forgive me.
There's that. But that ain't everything. It's his hatred for the Bionis. Or more like his aim to wipe out everything that lives on the Bionis. I'll tell you one thing. That Bionis allied force is coming together quicker than I thought.
Really?
Yep. That high-entier prince is really moving things along.
Will they launch an attack on Mechonis?
Of course. But it looks like the prince has got another plan. He gave me a message for you. When the allied force attacks Mechonis, you don't need to join the fight. He wants you to take advantage of the chaos and do what it is you need to do.
Prince Callion said that.
I was pretty surprised too. He looks like a sissy, but he's got guts.
Prince Callion is fucking sick.
I think that's the type of man he is.
So what are you gonna do? He wanted me to let him know.
We're going to the Mechonis capital.
You're gonna take down Egil?
I don't know. I can't forgive the Mechon for what they've done. But after listening to Mikon, I think there might be another way.
You're too soft.
Do you really think that?
Too right. He's the self-proclaimed leader of Mechonis. I heard about what he did.
1 second. I have to let my cat in. God forbid the cat should have to wait outside for 30 seconds.
To the Monado. If you face him, it might get eaten up. But you have to throw everything at him. Even if there's only a slim chance of winning. Hesitate for 1 second, and you're a goner.
We won't let Shulk die. Not ever.
Fiora, are you okay to be walking around?
Yep. I have to hand it to her. That Lenarda's pretty good. And not just with machines. She's also quite familiar with organic physiology. You went to get the things you needed to cure me, right? I'm sorry I caused all this hassle. But I'm fine now. I'll be by your side, fighting to protect you. No matter where we go, no matter how difficult it gets, Shulk will do the right thing. It doesn't matter how slim our chances. Shulk will always stick to the right path.
And don't forget, it's because of Shulk that we are all here, fighting together. I think that shows he has a strong character. Am I wrong, Dixon?
Well, when I think about everything you lot have done, I can't deny that.
Dixon, we're going to the Mechonis capital. About the Allied force.
Yeah, leave it to me. I ain't gonna let anything happen to the colony. Those Mechon won't get away with it.
Well, Dustin, well, firstly, it's good to see you. Second of all, this game is fucking amazing. One of my favorite games of all time ever. And while it's definitely getting a lot more attention in the last decade or so, it's still criminally underrated, if you ask me.
Yes. Thank you for all your help.
You might run into someone called Vinaya in the capital. Just mention my name, she'll lend a hand.
Vinaya?
Is she a Machina as well?
She's my daughter. She won't be far from Egil.
Hold on. You mean she's Egil's sister?
You've got it, lad.
And you say she'll help us?
The girl doesn't want to hurt Egil, but she doesn't like what he's doing. She should be a big help to
Yeah, don't play the 3DS version.
I don't know why she'd help us, but we'll try and find her when we get there.
Good luck.
Now my cat wants out, so apparently she's not on me. She doesn't want to be here. Okay, Echo. You're cruising for a bruising, cat. You're cruising for a bruising, kitty. Hold on, I gotta scoot my chair a little closer. So there's 3 versions of Xenoblade. The original Wii version, the 3DS version, and the Switch version. I would recommend that everybody play the Switch version. The 3DS was content complete, and it was a competent port. It's cool that they managed to keep all the content in the game. But it made massive downgrades to the graphics. Like, virtually every aspect of the graphics was reduced. Noticeably. And you can only play it on the new 3DS and new 2DS. Because it had the CPU on the 3DS was the only one that was good enough to load up the massive areas that were in Xenoblade. So only a small subsection of people on 3DS could play it. And even then it was still massively downgraded. The Switch version is where it's at. Don't let the definitive edition fool you. It's not a simple port. It's basically a remake. They honestly undersold the amount of work that went into this on Switch. They redid every character model, every texture, every bit of lighting, everything. There's almost nothing from the original game that hasn't been completely remade. So calling it like a definitive edition is almost a disservice because it's pretty much like a visual remake. It has a ton of quality of life features, and it has a brand new expansion. It has a brand new expansion that takes place after the end. That adds like another 10 to 20 hours to it called Future Connected. That comes with the definitive edition. So, it's the best looking version. It has a ton of quality of life features that aren't in the other versions. And it has the most content. So I would recommend getting the Switch version.
Fiora, don't forget, I've only made temporary repairs. I think you should be able to fight, but don't overdo it. Come and see me the moment you experience any further system failure.
I will. Thank you.
In the meantime, I'm hoping I'll find a way to restore your former body.
Is that possible?
Theoretically, it might be possible to use your genetic information to regenerate your missing organs. Sorry, it's unfair for me to give you hope. To be honest, there's very little chance. But if there's even the slightest possibility, I'll have to try.
Thank you, Leonardo.
Fiora.
Don't make that face. Okay, let's go.
And that's true. About graphics.
Off you go, kid. I'm counting on you and the Monado. Don't let me down, Shulk.
Graphics don't make the game, but you, ideally, when you play a game, you want to play the best version. That's what I'm saying. The Switch version is the best version, and it's the most readily available of Egil. And now my cat wants back in again. What the fuck, cat? Okay, hold on. Let me go check her food and water bowl. She might be pestering me for that, even though I thought I fed her. Or it might just be a typical female and can't make up her mind. Yep. Sorry about that. My cat's food bowl wasn't absolutely filled to the brim, so I guess that was what was up her ass.
Why did that face betray me? And that light? No, that is not possible. It must have been remnants of memories from her former life that made me lose control. Memories. They are what limited the potential of Metal Face as well.
I agree.
I must erase every last trace of what they once were. All my servants need is the instinct to fight. This Hom's female. She was with the boy who wields the Monado. A light of her memory. It shines strongly in this one. Bring me face 20814. So it is this male. The boy Shulk remains a thorn in my side. I will enjoy watching my minion crush him. He's still my servant. I see that your memories cause you much suffering.
But yeah, like I said, I just always petition people to play the best versions of games.
Shulk, take this.
What is it?
There's a path leading from the base of Digit 2 to the foot of the Mechonis. This is the security key to the door that seals the path. We who live in the village don't have any need for it, but it will be invaluable to you.
We're in your debt, Leonardo.
Shulk, Fiora, take care on your journey.
We will.
Leonardo, thank you.
Oh my god. Even after... I'm gonna beat my cat's ass! Ah! In case it's not clear, I'm joking. There's gonna be that one person. Yeah, you did, you beat your cat! Yeah, the definitive edition, I would say, is actually pretty good. Now, not perfect, but it's good.
For everything.
I would fully recommend it now.
Welcome.
Yeah, true.
Welcome.
But yeah, I would recommend the Switch version. Besides the fact that it's the most readily available version. Like I said, it's not just graphics. It's prettier. Yeah, but also has a ton of quality of life features. Like allowing you to pull open your map and see while you're running around. Like being able to have fashion souls. And choose what your appearance looks like transmog. And a ton of other quality of life features. And the bugs you mentioned in GTA are not really an issue. Because this was this basically remake was made by the original team. Now we're going into one of my favorite areas in the game. God, this fucking game, man. This art direction. But, I love this area. McConaughey's Field. And the soundtrack is so great.
Bionis and Mechonis.
Oh, it's so different, seeing them from this kind of perspective.
We cannot see it from here, but our people are still fighting up there.
It's difficult to believe that two such huge things ever fought each other. I wonder how the Machina felt at the time.
Must have been horrible.
Scary too.
Fear robs us of reason. Out of fear, we commit terrible atrocities and call them acts of self-preservation.
Fear gives rise to more fear. A never-ending circle of hatred.
Perhaps that circle can be broken.
Fear. It must be what's driving this. What's made Egil act this way.
Oh.
When you get into the Mechonis, the whole game is set on 2 Titans, if you're not aware of the setting. The whole game is set on 2 Titans. And that's one of the coolest things about the game. Is every area is an area of the Titans. Like, there's a big-ass plane that's its leg, a frozen mountain that's its arm. But when you get to the Mechonis, it's a mechanical Titan. So it gets all fucking steampunky. And God, the soundtrack for this area is one of my favorite tracks in gaming history. You know, I'm just gonna sit here for a second and let this play, because this track fucking rules. Oh my god, I love this tune. Wait for it. Oh my god, I love this song so much. Over it. This game is fucking awesome, yeah, you do. Like, I have this on my phone. This is one of my favorite game tracks ever. It's incredibly interesting. Like I said, you'll never play a game like this. Even the other Xenoblade games were very different. Because they didn't try to ape off this game wisely. Like I said, this is one of my all-time favorite games. I played this back on the Wii originally. I was one of the people that was one of the first people championing this game. Like, I can literally say I was there before it was cool. I've always been a hardcore fan of JRPGs. They're my favorite genre of game. And if you're an American fan of JRPGs, they're very niche. So I always try to keep my ear to the ground for the next JRPG, and I heard word about it because this game originally came to Japan, and it was a success. But then it came to Europe, and it did abysmally, so they weren't going to bring it to America, or to the West. And there was a huge petition called Operation Rainfall to bring 3 Wii games that were not going to be brought to Wii over to America. It was Xenoblade Chronicles, The Last Story, and Pandora's Tower. And it was a huge success, and wound up bringing it over. But, unfortunately, Nintendo still wanted to minimize risk. So, they only brought a select amount. They only used the Europe version, although that actually wound up, in my opinion, helping the game. And they only sold it to GameStop. So, it was a very small run of games, and it was only to GameStop. And when it caught on, and people came to take notice of Xenoblade, it unfortunately made it incredibly hard to come by. And it wound up being like $200 to get a copy, and we're talking about back when Wii was the thing. We're not talking about now, when older games are regularly $200. We're talking about while the Wii was currently a system you could just buy. It was new. It was like $200. And it was actually a minor scandal with GameStop, because GameStop makes most of their money off of used game sales. Because, you know, when they do a new game, they have to give a cut to Sony, Microsoft, Xbox. Well, I said the same thing twice, but they have to give a cut to the developer and the manufacturer. But with used game sales, GameStop takes all of that. So, GameStop actually made another printing of Xenoblade Chronicles, and they actually opened them deliberately so they could sell them for like $200. Because at the time, Xenoblade Chronicles was only $40, $50, whatever the, Wii price was. New. It had to be sold at the sticker price. But opened, it could be sold at $200, whatever the market price was. So fucking GameStop was opening copies so they could sell them for $200+. And it was a huge scandal back in the day. And kind of shitty, actually, because it actually robbed a lot of people of being able to play this game. The limited copies, combined with the price of the copies, and the fact that it came out in 2012, very, very near the end of the Wii's life cycle, stopped a lot of people from playing this game. And I was lucky enough to have gotten a copy right when it came out. Which I sold that copy because I'm fucking dumb. At the time, I didn't know about the price increase. And at the time, my fucking Wii stopped working. And it was a whole thing where I ran into money issues and I had to sell all my Wii games. I now have another Wii, but oh well. But I was lucky at the time to get a copy for like $40, $50 and play it. And I loved it. And it came to my attention and I know I'm giving you a rant diatribe. I'm very passionate about this game. And I'm a fountain of autistic knowledge. GameStop mostly sucks. Yeah. No, I mean, it sucks. Everywhere. I don't know where you're located, Dustin, but in America, it fucking sucks. I've never been to a GameStop that I didn't think was shitty, unfortunately. Kind of broke me. Because I used to love GameStop going to them, and they kind of sapped my enthusiasm and kind of killed, like, some of my innocence as a kid. Like, I'm not even joking. But I'm very autistic. Like, I'm actually autistic. That's not, like, a joke. I mean, it is a joke in this context. Like, oh, I'm autistic, but I really am autistic. Like, I actually am. So, I have a unique capacity to retain information, especially about stuff that I love. So, stuff like Xenoblade, I eat this shit up. And this game came to my attention purely because, oh, shit. It came to my attention because this game has a really unique feature where, when you leave it at the title screen, hold on, I'll actually show you, it's cool. I think this game has one of the best. A lot of GameStops are going out of commission. We still have a GameStop here. We're in a big city. But I can actually just show you. It's cool. Xenoblade has one of the best title screens of all time ever. Both in the title screen itself and the functionality, which you'll see here in a second. This title screen is incredibly iconic. It's the sword, the iconic sword, the Minato, sitting here in a green field. And first of all, it just looks really fucking cool. But this sword, this backdrop, has a day and night cycle. So as you sit here, you actually see the day and night passing, and it go into sunset and night. And, I mean, it's just a fucking cool title screen. And then it's a blank backdrop, and you hit the button and the logo pops up. But they let you back out just to see the sword. But still, to this day, this is one of the most iconic title screens I think I've ever seen. It's just fucking cool. And especially when most games' title screens is just like a static backdrop. And this title screen's been the same. Even on Wii. Obviously, it looks better now. Better models, better graphics. But on Wii, this is still what you're looking at. 3DS. But anyway, if... That's actually really cool. I don't have any GameStops or any game shops that are nearby that I can go to. I wish I did. See? You're sitting there and all of a sudden, oh, that's the sunset coming in! And it glints on the sword! That is just like the coolest fucking title screen! I mean, fuck! And the music starts swelling. Which, by the way, in case you didn't know, the music for this game fucking rules. That one track I really love, but all the music's good. So it starts off daytime, quiet, and then sun starts setting and the music starts picking up. But anyway, if you leave it, if you leave the title screen and don't touch any buttons, it will randomly pick an area in the game and start panning across it and giving you aerial views of the areas. And I'm gonna leave it here so you can see. So it gives you these really cool views of the area. And then see, at nighttime the sword lights up blue. And yeah, like I said, arguably, probably the best title screen of all time ever. I mean, obviously, there's a couple other games that have cool title screens. It's up for debate, but this absolutely is in the contender for greatest fucking title screen ever. And then the music quiets down at night. So cool. Game Exchange, yeah. I have a Game Exchange. The only problem is I don't have any game shops near me. That's the problem. Every GameStop or Game Shop is miles away. I pretty much get my games digitally because I have a gimpy leg and I can't walk to get the game store. I used to get all physical, and now I'm mostly get digital games because there's no GameStops nearby, and it would cost me to have to get a ride and an Uber. Here we go. See, it gives you these random panning shots of areas in the game. And it's random every time. It picks any of the areas in the game. This is the Ether Mine. But it's really cool because it gives you like a real-time panning thing of the game, which most title screens don't have a cool ambient screen like this. Anyway, this game came to my attention specifically because of that title screen feature. Some dude in the West, I think Germany, because it did come to Germany, it came to PAL regions first, like it came to Japan, then PAL, and then it came to America slightly. Took all of the title screens and put them together into one montage. And I randomly stumbled across it on YouTube. And that's what set me down the rabbit hole to getting this game, because the areas in this game are fucking amazing. Every area on this game is a Titan. So you're seeing, its leg, its arm. Walmart for games has always sucked, honestly. I used to work at Walmart in our electronics section. Every area in this game is from another Titan. It's from a Titan, and it's their body part. So, hold on. Area maps. See? You start, and it shows you on the map screen. It's a handy feature. You start off on the calf, then you go to the leg, ankle, the waist, the back, the head, the arm, the sword of the other Titan. And now we're starting in the foot of the Mechonis, the other Titan. So, every area in this game is super unique. And 1 second, I'm gonna give you kind of a sample platter of some of the areas because this game's world is fucking amazing. And why not? I could gush about this game till the end of time, and if there's an opportunity to get more people to play this, I'm gonna take it. I will never stop singing this game's praises. You start out here, Colony 9. This is like in the Shin. And it's this big-ass countryside, and then the town right there has multiple districts. And I mean, this area looks cool now, okay? This area looks cool now, but in 2010, on the Wii, this game was fucking unbelievable. I mean, seriously, what other game on Wii can you think of that's like this? Then, let's see. See, there's an entire fucking... I'm gonna get you, Echo. I'm gonna get you. What are you doing? Oh, now you're huffing. Of course. See, it's the kneecap. Giant planes. And you can look up and see, like, the ridges of its knee. See the stuff, the sword. One Titan Yeah, true. Well, there's technically 4. There's Xenoblade 1, 2, 3, and there's Xenoblade Chronicles X. It's also good, but it's more like sci-fi. It's still really good. But yeah. And see, you can see the other Titan. The sword. See? Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I see what you mean. Now, that sword you saw above us, now we're on the sword. We are on the sword now. The fucking sword is a level. And, like, what other game can you think of that you play where you're walking across a sword? I'll show you something really cool. Yeah, Twilight Princess does have some big areas. Nothing like this. I do love Twilight Princess. We're talking about somebody... Twilight Princess is my favorite Zelda game. And I've 100% completed it, by the way. Everything. Every heart piece, every bug. So, one of the cool things about this game is just about everywhere you go, you can see where you've been to and where you're going. It is... yeah, I will agree. See? Here, this is the shin. Or, I'm sorry, this is the waist. You can look down and see, oh, hey, there's Colony 9, where we started the game. Hey, look, that's the Bionis' leg. Hey, look, that's the sword. See the arm? That's snowy? And I gotta let my cat out real quick. God, I don't know why she's doing this today. Now we're on the mountain. So this game has crazy world building. You're almost constantly seeing places you've been to, and you're constantly seeing places you're going to go to. Yeah, this is crazy. Like I said, there's tons of areas in this game that are like, holy shit. And I agree with you, just to say I'm not shitting on Twilight Princess, by the way. It was the best looking GameCube game, in my opinion. For sure. And it sucks that so many people played it on the Wii, because honestly, the Wii version of Twilight Princess kind of blows. It was not meant for the fucking Wii remote controls. They hobbled together fucking motion controls on there that didn't need to be there. And then they removed camera control. Yeah. True. See, that big-ass tree? That's a village. But anyway, so you come out in this jungle, and then you see this massive fall. And like I said, you know, you're looking at it a lot prettier on on Switch, but it's the same map, same, you know, shit on Switch. So you cross this giant rope bridge, and you just get this awe-inspiring picture of the falls. And you're like, oh my god! And it looks like the falls background scenery, right? Nope! You can just drop off the fucking bridge and swim around down there. And swim that island. Like I said, in most games, that would be fucking background scenery. And trust me, I understand what it's like having a little money, believe me. So, definitely not trying to break the bank. So you get this huge section in these giant trees. And fucking bridges between them. And there's like level 90 dinosaurs down there. So you actually, when you first visit the region until much later in the game, you have to pretty much stay on the road bridges. You see, 96. Even now I'm only 60. That thing would eat me for breakfast. It was like, stay on the bridges! I'm just kind of giving you a quick tour of the world so you can see why I value this game so highly. See, for me, we all play games for different reasons. But for me, it's the escapism. That feeling of being in another world. In another place. That couldn't possibly exist. And this game's world is one of the best, in my opinion. And this village is set in the fucking tree. And you go all the way up the tree. So you have like this vertical village that goes up like 10 stories. Like just this town right here. Yeah, I mean, this game is amazing. This town, what other game can you think of where it's got a fucking tree as a town inside the tree littered around? Where you go all the way up. Super fucking cool. Hold on a second. Here we go. Then you have this area, Aerith Sea. This area is a giant ocean set on the back plate of the Titan, okay? Full of floating islands. And meanwhile, the flora and the fauna comes from the sea. So it's like, instead of grass, you have coral reef and shit. Okay? So, you have this vast ocean, which you can swim in that ocean, by the way. I wouldn't recommend it, because you're, you know, slow. But you have all these fucking huge islands floating above the ocean. And thankfully, it's not a pain in the ass to get between them, because that could be a bitch. You go on teleporters. And it's instant, because it loads up the whole area at once. So, it might seem like it's a nightmare to get between the islands. It's not. Boom. And if you want to, you can just say, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna fall into the ocean. And there are actually islands you can swim to for, like, filling out the map. Yeah, I'm gonna drop down into the sea. And like I said, like, there's no other game that you play that's like shit like this. It's, you know? Hold on a second, I'll show you something cool. One of the fucking areas in the game is literally the Titan, the Mechonis. It got its arm chopped off and it fell into the sea. It's called the Fallen Arm. So its arm, and look, it grew over. Okay, but this mountain is its fucking fingertip. Like I said, like, oh, okay, this village, that's in the palm of its fucking hand. Its fingertip is a level. And because it's in the sea between the two Titans, you can see both of them. Which is kind of the point. You can see, oh hey, there's Mechonis. Oh hey, there's Bionis. And you can see all the areas you went to. Oh hey, there's the frozen mountain arm. Hey, there's the leg. Like I said, so like, you're literally walking along its fucking fingertip. The palm of its hand. It's fucking sick. Like I said. So, because I value fantasy, I value JRPGs. When I was scrolling my feed, and this was like 2010, this was the dark ages of YouTube, and I saw this German guy edited all the area montage videos together to play back to back. I saw that footage panning through these areas, and I said, "Oh my god, I have to get this. I have to get this game." And you know what I mean? And so, I was like one of the earliest people saying, "Man, this got to come to the West. This got to come to the West." And like I said, for the Wii, this was fucking bonkers. I mean, yeah, it's got prettier graphics on the Switch version, of course, but all the areas you see are the same, the aesthetic the same. So for Wii, in 2010, this was fucking ridiculous. They just didn't, Wii had very little RPGs to begin with. The Wii's RPG library was very, crappy. So there was nothing like this on the Wii. And you can actually even jump off the fingertip into the water and survive. Yeah, it's a legendary monster, you saw me. And it's super ambitious, like, all the different armor makes your characters look different. And thankfully, that's actually something they addressed in the remake, is you can now wear fashion souls and choose what each armor looks like, regardless of what armor you're actually wearing. Once you purchase an armor type, it can just dress up in it, because there's some armors that I liked a lot better than others, and you'd be stuck wearing whatever had the best stats. So that's a huge thing I really appreciate in the Switch version, is the fashion souls, basically the transmog. Because it sucks to have to wear an armor that looks like shit, or that you don't like aesthetically, because it has better stats. So, or like, each village that you saw has named characters. There's dozens of named characters in each village, and each village has, the named characters have schedules. They have full day, night, 24-hour cycles. And they have connections to each other. So you have this thing called the affinity chart that shows you the named characters in the game and then shows you the connections. So every single person you see here, every dot, is a named fucking character in the game. And as you do side quests and you talk to people and you learn about their relationships with other people, this fills out until it looks like a fucking spider web. Like, hey, this character doesn't like this character, so there's a red tie to the connection. All these characters are friends, so there's a three-way triangle between them. These characters are in a love triangle, so they have like a V between them. So like I said, like, having this massive open world, having full day night cycle, because you can literally change the time, by the way. And that's one of the reasons they give you the ability to change the time, because different NPCs come out at different times and give you different quests. And if you had to wait for the right NPC to come out, that would be agonizing. So instead, you could just change the time whenever from the menu. But a lot of the areas change during the day and night cycle, which I'm continuing to suck this game's dick, but I don't care. I love this game, like I said. Arguably my favorite game of all time. The areas usually change completely between day and night, and I've been saving one of my favorite areas up until now. This area is Satoral Marsh. This area, during the day, is gray, overcast. It's a typical swamp environment. And it has very subdued music. It's pretty, but it's a swamp. At nighttime, it totally changes. All of the trees light up with blue light and glow. Ether, which is basically magic in the game, shimmers in the air. And the music turns to like this haunting oral chant. It's like an operatic chat for female singers. The first time I saw this, my jaw hit the fucking floor. I was like, no fucking way. Ha! And this area is pretty fucking huge. This is still probably one of my all-time favorite games in any game ever. Like, areas like this, places like this are the reason why I play games. And different monsters come out, too. So it's like it becomes a different area at night. And like I said, it's so cool seeing how this area transforms. Alright, now I'll get back on track. I just wanted to explain why I love this game so much. And with you already having a Switch, I would honestly... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks great. This area is fucking cool, too. This is one of my favorite areas as well. Because this area is fucking huge. There's conveyor belts, elevators. This goes up like 10 stories. And then you have the, like I said, the soundtrack for this. Fucking, as the kids say, slaps. McConaughey's Field.
We're inside the Mechonis.
But, oh yeah, okay, I mentioned it before and I got interrupted. By myself, by the way, not you. Because this game was made for PAL audiences originally, they had a British voice cast. And because Nintendo was lazy and they didn't want to do a whole new, like, casting or a whole new dub for the English version, they actually just took the PAL voice dub with the English voice cast and used it for the American version. And it gives all the main characters a refreshingly British tinge that wasn't even the purpose. It was because it was done in the UK. But it became so iconic that all future games in the series going forward used like that British accents and shit. Which is funny.
Just how I imagined it. It's all totally mechanical. It ain't gonna be easy getting up this thing.
Egg is at the top.
Something that was just Nintendo being lazy and not wanting to make a new dub, just porting over the PAL version, wound up becoming a feature of the series. Because the fucking British dub is really good. So, it was a win-win for everybody. And I really like the battle system for this game. It's a hybrid of real-time and turn-based. You attack, you select the enemy and you attack, and you automatically attack. But you have to use your hotbar. You have 8 moves that you set up. And I really like the battle system because I don't like any games that encourage you to button mash. It just gets on my nerve. It just seems mindless to me. All of your abilities are on a cooldown. And not only that, but a lot of them are positional. So the game is not, even though you attack, you pick the enemy and you automatically attack them. You're not just sitting there waiting. Like this attack. deals double damage if you attack from behind. Another attack slows the enemy if you attack from the side. So the game encourages you to constantly be aware of where you are and manage your position. It's this hybrid of, like I said, real-time and turn-based. I really like it. It takes some time to get used to it. And as you do well in battle and you fill up a chain attack that lets all three of you attack at once. And you'll see the combat in this game is actually fucking wicked. Okay, man. Well, it's always good to have you, dude. Even though I understand shit comes up. See, so playing well... you get the ability to do chain attacks. And just decimate. And the more enemies that you fight at once, your loot gets exponential. So it's high risk, high reward. If you fight a bunch of enemies at once, you have a much, much higher chance of getting amazing loot. Fuck! God, I love this track so much. Ah, yes, I need that. And Shulk has the ability to see the future. The blade that he has, the Monado, the titular xenoblade, lets him see the future, and that's not just used for the story. If there's an item you'll need for a future quest, he'll get a vision like I just got a vision. Basically telling you, save this item for a quest later. Or if you're about to die in a battle, in real time, it will stop you and give you a vision of what the enemy's going to do, and then give you a timer to stop it. So his ability to see future actually impacts the gameplay, which once again is super unique. Like I said, the story, okay, so everything that I love about RPGs this game has. And like I said, I like, you know me, I like a wide variety of games. I play, well, you've looked through my PlayStation profile, I'm sure you've seen I play a lot of games. Play Assassin's Creed, play Resident Evil, play horror, play, open world, play linear, play first-person shooters. I play a lot of different shit. But out of all of them, without a doubt, my favorite type of game is RPGs. And there's a special spot in my heart for JRPGs. Final Fantasy, Tales of, Star Ocean, Xenoblade, of course, obviously. And I really do think that when you judge a metric by an RPG, this has everything. Amazing setting. It's incredibly fleshed out and unique. Great characters that are all memorable and well acted. Great story with lots of twists and turns. Which obviously I'm not going to spoil for you because, if you want to play the game, this game's story is fucking awesome. Awesome combat, it ticks the boxes. And you know what? Fuck it. Let's get your ass in on this. Boom! Ah, shit. Maybe I bit off more than I could chew. That's funny. See, oh, here we go. You can see the vision. This enemy's about to kill me. Then it gives you a countdown. Ta. Oh, it's not a big deal. I was trying to get a lot of enemies. I overpulled. It happens. And you don't really lose anything when you die anyway. You just go back to your slam mark. So the game doesn't really penalize you. And like I said, the Switch version added so many quality of life features. Like, just being able to click the stick and see an overlay of the map, super useful. I mean, you can obviously pull up the whole map. Fashion Souls, but also when you do quests, this game has a shit ton of quests. And I will say, the quests are so-so, side quests. They can be a bit fetch questy. I don't really mind that the side quests are fetch questy, because I'm having such a fun time in the world and all that, but they are kind of derivative, go here, kill this enemy. They're not really, like, story quests. Some of them are more involved and are good, but a lot of them are, click 10 of this. But thankfully you don't have to do any of the side quests, but I actually like them because I have so much fun playing the game. But one of the things that this game does, that they added, is it gives you a tracker for all the side quests that you've done, so if there's an enemy that has some gear that you need, and you pull up the map, it shows you exclamation points where they are. And it's a godsend, because before, it's like, okay, to give you an example, let's go into the quest log, say, let me see, let's do Fallen Arm. They want me to kill 3 meteor artillery units on the Fallen Arm. You'd be like, where is that? Where do I go for that? And so, usually either you just fuck around until you find it, or, you look up someone on your phone typically. I would just honestly look up someone on my phone because I want to run around for an hour. But now, in the Switch version, that pops up on the map. So, it actually kind of activates, in the remake, it activates the OCD centers in my brain. Because I have OCD, I legitimately do. Because you'll get a bunch of quests, and just see all these exclamation points, and tick them off the box, and ding, 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 quest completed, quest completed. So that one feature takes you from, where is it, to, oh, here's where I need to go to get this. And like I said, all the side quests are optional. You can just ignore every single side quest and just finish the main story. But if you want to do the side quests, which you do get good rewards for doing the side quests, it helps. I'll have to look into it. I've never heard of it. And then there's layers. You have skill trees. Each character has skill trees that do things. And then they can link to other characters to borrow their abilities to make their characters better, which is actually really awesome. Each character has arts, which are the abilities that you use, and they level up. And you level them up with art points. Oh, actually, that's really good. I love Paper Mario. Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door is one of my favorite games. So, when you level up with 3 things. You get XP for your base level, obviously. You get SP for your skill trees, and then you get AP for your arts. So you're leveling up in 3 different ways. And then you craft gems to buff your character. And you could spend hours just making gems. Which I guess now is the time to show it. So I picked 2 gems, and it has a certain percentage of being made. And then you pick 2 characters. And it changes their crafting. And you have a chance. You need to get it to 100 to make the gem. But if you get it to 200, it levels the gem up even higher. So there's a chance you can make a really good gem. I wish I had gotten that all the way up, but okay. Just giving an example. So then you slot that into your equipment. And you can just fuck around countless hours making amazing gems. And of course there's people on the internet who have broken this game and made it a fucking cakewalk. I'm not that good, but you can do it. And also, they added lots of handy features. Like, in order to properly utilize Shulk's abilities, you need to be aware of the positioning, as you've seen. So, it can be hard sometimes to keep track of what ability to use where, because there's a lot of enemies, a lot of stuff going on. So, they added a blue toggle on the menu when it's ready to use, which I can show here. So, I am by the side of the enemy. Now I can use it. The game tells me. And I mean, you don't need it, but sometimes it can be hard to figure out what abilities to use in what situations. So that's helpful. And that's something they added in the remake. And you can turn it off. Because there are some people who are like, why do they add all these things to help newbies? Because there are some elitist snobs. You can turn all that shit off. If you don't want to see where the quest stuff is, you can turn it off. If you don't want to see the help, like toggling what abilities, you can turn off. But it's there for people who need it. And for me, it's great. Because I played this game a shit ton. And sometimes the battles can get so chaotic, it can be hard to keep track. And having those toggles helps. And that's what makes the Switch version such a banger. Because I was already a huge version. I was already a huge fan of the original version, is what I meant to say. I was already a huge fan of the original version. And I would have just been happy for them bringing it to Switch because it would have been readily available. It seemed like every version of this game was fucking cursed. They brought it to Wii, but it was only a limited run that only GameStop had, and it came exclusive and very expensive. They brought it to 3DS, but it came out at the very end of the 3DS's life cycle, and it was only on new 3DS's, so like most people didn't have a new 3DS, so that greatly limited the amount of people who could play it. Then it came to Wii U. The Wii version came to Wii U on a digital store, and that was great, but oh wait! The Wii U sold terribly and was hard to come by. So it seemed like every version of this game was doomed to be on a console somehow that fucking limited it. And so when they announced they were bringing it to Switch, I was stoked because finally, the Switch was, this was like 2020, I believe, 2021, this came to Switch. And I was stoked to be like, oh my god, finally, the game will be available on a readily available console. Like, people will actually be able to reliably buy this game. Because I would, tell people, I've been telling people since it came out, oh my god, Xenoblade's great. It was really hard to get a hold of. So, them putting it, just them porting it to Switch, I still would have been down for it. But I cannot stress to you the work they did. There's the graphical overhaul, which no, graphics aren't everything, but they do matter. Everything was remade. All the character models, rebuilt from scratch. All the textures, rebuilt from scratch. All the foliage, all the lighting, everything. Like I said, there's almost nothing here from the original game. UI and menu, rebuilt. Text, rebuilt. The audio stuff, they kept the voice work the same, obviously, because it was classic, but they cleaned it up to a higher quality. So just that alone, it's not a simple port. It's basically a fucking remake. Then, all the huge quality of life features I just told you. The fashion souls. The seeing where the quest shit is. The being able to pull up the map while you're running around to see where you are without having to pause the game. The arts to show you what you're using. And then, all of that comes with this fucking Future Connected. The original game had to cut some content. It was this area called the Bionis' Shoulder. And it was this massive fucking area. But it got cut from the game because they couldn't finish the quests. And the game had already been in development for a long time in Japan. And they were like, okay, we gotta get this game out. So, the Bionis Shoulder was this infamously cut area. Because it would have been the game's biggest area. And, well, if you've just seen the areas in this game, it's fucking huge. So, it being the biggest area is insane. And it was actually fully finished, the area. It's just they couldn't finish the quests. Because, obviously, they do a lot of quests and a lot of, there's going to be a town. So, everybody knew it was cut. Oh, the fans of the series knew it was cut. You can actually see it in a couple of cutscenes in the original game. Because they left that in. They actually went back and restored that area. And obviously remade it also. Because they didn't just reuse the Wii graphics. But they restored the area and they made it part of a new expansion called Future Connected. Hold on. Let me save real quick. I'll show you what I mean. It's a new edition that was only made for the Switch version. And they restored the Bionis' Shoulder. They made it playable for the first time, and they put it into a whole new story that takes place after the ending of the main game. And they actually had to hire all the other actors back. And they did. They got all the cast back together because they had become iconic. And got them to voice the cast. See? There's the Bionis' Shoulder. Future Connected. And I'm not going to play it right now because it takes place after the main game. I'm going to do it after I beat the main game. But they made it so you could play it whenever. Because obviously, some fans just wanted to play the new shit. So, if you didn't want to replay the game, because obviously the game's super long, you could just jump to the new shit. I mean, it tells you, gives you a warning, this is after the main story, so if you haven't played the main game, you should, because obviously there's tons of spoilers. They talk about the stuff that happened at the end of the game, because it's like a canonical continuation. But for me, this made me lose my fucking mind. Because, first of all, just the fact that they were including this massive cut area, but that it was in a new story with the original cast, and they got all, like I said, all the voice actors back together. When I first saw this, I squealed like a little girl. Because when they first announced this game, at the very end, they showed Shulk walking around on the Bionis' Shoulder. And if you're a fan of the game, a hardcore fan, you instantly know what area that is. So it's like they're showing the trailer, oh hey, they're remaking it for Switch. Oh hey, they're doing all this. And then at the very end of the trailer, the Bionis shoulder, fucking mic drop. I was like, no fucking way. And I actually lost my shit. And, actually, so, for me, this was fucking amazing. This Definitive Edition, and like I said, calling it Definitive Edition, honestly, just kind of greatly underplays the work that went into the Switch version. Because, like, when you hear Definitive Edition, normally it was like a Game of the Year version with all the DLC, or they added some tweaks and stuff, not remake the whole fucking game, add in a new expansion, and add all these quality of life features, like... Right? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So, for me, it was a no-brainer. I already love Xenoblade Chronicles. I already played the shit out of Xenoblade Chronicles. Hey, we're bringing Xenoblade Chronicles to Switch. We remade all the graphics. We added all these quality of life features, and we added a massive new expansion that's included by the game, by the way. It's not, if you buy it on Switch, it comes included. It's not, by the way, just so you know, it's not, you have to pay extra. It comes with any purchase of Definitive Edition. You can't buy it without getting Future Connected. So that, if you buy Xenoblade, you will get the DLC with it for free. I just say DLC because it wasn't included in the original game. But if you buy any version of Xenoblade on Switch, you get it. It's not separate. You know what I mean? So, if you buy the Definitive Edition, you're getting Future Connected. But this DLC is like 10, 20 hours? Like, I shit you not, this is almost like a fucking game in and of itself. So, like, when they announced this for Switch, I lost my shit. And I got it at launch. I mean, of course I did. I just, at the time, I couldn't stream it because, I didn't have a capture card and stuff, you know? I was mainly streaming on PS4, and because they had built-in streaming. And I honestly get by with just what money I can afford. I'm not rich at all. So, I couldn't afford a laptop and a capture card. Yeah, they'll keep it, yeah, for sure. So, I got it at launch, but I wound up ultimately not playing it as much as I would have liked because, I was trying to make my channel, big. And it felt like every time I wasn't playing a game I couldn't stream, I, was taken away from my channel. So, but I've had this on Switch, and last year, I finally got a capture card and a laptop. My fiance at the time bought it for me. We're not together anymore. I'm not going to talk about it. But she bought me a laptop and a capture card. It's one of the best gifts I've ever received. And I mean, it's not like the world's best laptop or anything. Obviously, she was poor as well. But it was like an awesome gift. And so I've been able to stream all these things that I couldn't stream before. Like PS3, you saw me playing Demon's Souls. And by the way, if I don't know how long you're going to be up, it's like 8:40 p.m. here. I don't know your schedule, Dustin. I'm going to be up late because I'm usually a night person, but I don't know your schedule. But I will be streaming Demon's Souls again later. When you first came in, I didn't even see your messages. I was having Wi-Fi issues that day, so I ultimately wound up saying fucking it and quit. Like, I launched the stream like 4 times, and it wound up crashing and having internet issues, basically. But it's fixed now, so I'm going to start Demon's Souls over. But I'm going to be playing that later today. Just, if you're awake or whatever. I mean, you're not going to, like, I'm going to play the whole thing. But yeah, because I'm a huge fan of that game as well. Like I said, for me it was a no-brainer, but I couldn't stream it. And once I got my streaming set up, because I had no experience with a PC, I've never really used a laptop or PC, so I had to learn how to do all this stuff. You're an hour behind? Okay. 7, 8, okay. I'm in Eastern time zone. Like I said, I don't assume. I have actually people from all over the world on my streams. Chris is in Arizona, so he's like 7 hours behind me? Or ahead? Like, there's a big time difference. And I've actually have some people from the UK. So I have people all over. So I don't assume anybody's time zone. I've had people from Russia come into my stream, and they're like in the next day. And I had friends from Australia that were literally like 15 hours ahead. They were in the next fucking day. But that's good. Like I said, I'm in Kentucky. So I'm in Eastern. Although not all of Kentucky's Eastern. But I'm in Eastern. So yeah, it's 8:15, but I get up late. So, I will be streaming Demon Souls later tonight. But yeah, so, definitely. And it also means, if you ever decide to get this game or whatever, that you will get your money's worth, for sure. Nintendo, unfortunately, is fucking cheap. And they don't usually put their main games on sale, so you're probably going to have to pay close to sticker price for the game. Unfortunately, it really upsets me how stingy Nintendo is with sales sometimes. But you will get your money's worth. If you decide, just going through the main story of Xenoblade, you're looking at like 50, 60 hours. That's if you just ignore... oh, that's cool. Just if you ignore... all of the side stuff, it's still going to take you... Oh, that's cool. I've been to Tennessee, actually. Actually, I think you may have mentioned that before. I'm sorry if I forgot about that. I've been to Tennessee, actually, briefly. I went to Alabama, and I stopped off in Nashville, and I got some chicken wings from Nashville. Oh my god, those were so good. Like, I had to stop off on the bus. I took the bus to Alabama, and we had to go through Tennessee to get to Alabama. So, I've briefly been in Tennessee, but I'm not going to say, like, oh, I'm super familiar. Like, I just stopped over in the bus. So, technically, actually, I've been to Tennessee. I've actually been to a lot of states, believe it or not. But, yeah, so, you're just going through the main story of this game. You're probably going to get 50 to 60 hours. But if you want to do all the side quests, you want to do everything, you're looking at over 100 hours. Over 100 hours. And that's not counting Future Connected, which is like another 10 to 20 hours. So you're going to get 100-ish hours out of this. And then there's New Game Plus that has unique stuff that you can unlock. So, you know, where you keep all your levels, but then there's different stuff. So you factor in the main game, Future Connected, New Game Plus, all that shit. Like, this game is fucking enormous. All of them are, by the way. All the Xenoblade games are enormous. So no matter what Xenoblade game you get, they are all fucking enormous, and you will get your money's worth. So even if it sucks that because Nintendo doesn't do deals that you're going to have to pay sticker price, at least you know you're getting your money's worth, and you're not getting a short game. I mean, literally, you could, like, no-life this. Like, I still have not done even a fraction of the shit in this game. I'm 37 hours now in this playthrough. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 100%, because I would be at this for weeks, and I still need to do Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I might just do a smidgen of the side content and the main story, and then move on to Xenoblade Chronicles 3, because I've only played the first few hours of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I wanted really badly to play it, but I kind of wanted to do this one first. But either way, I've played a shit ton of this. I put over 100 hours in the Wii version. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do 100% on this run. I might just do, like, the Colony 6 and then call it a day. We'll see how I feel, ultimately. I didn't think I was going to be playing this as much as I have. Normally I have a roster, but I've been marathoning this game. But not even because I felt like I had to, because I got really invested. I started replaying this game, and I remembered, oh my god, how much I love this game, and it just kind of grabbed me. And I played like 6 hours yesterday, and that was, like, the only game I streamed yesterday. And I didn't mean to do that. Normally I try to, like, I'll stream some of this, and I'll stream some of that, because I don't want to get pigeonholed into one genre of game. But I was just like, got into a really good point in the story, and I'm like, okay, and then, oh, okay, 6 hours have passed. But that's how much I love this game, so I say that I might not do the side stuff now, but honestly, I don't know, it depends on how I feel, but at the very least, I want to finish this and Future Connected, and then move on to Xenoblade 3. Because that's the one I haven't played, actually, because I only played the first, like, 4 or 5 hours of Xenoblade 3. And it was good. I really liked it. I just, at the time, I was like, I've got to focus on my streaming, so I couldn't capture it, so I didn't play it. And now that I have the ability to capture Switch, I want to go back, and Xenoblade 3 is the one I didn't really play. So, the goal is to beat this and then move on to 3. And then Xenoblade Chronicles X is also really good. There's technically 4 games. Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, 3, and then X. X is like a spin-off. It's more sci-fi. Like, it takes place on an alien planet, and it's like science fiction. It's really good, but this is like high fantasy. More like a Final Fantasy. Xenoblade is more like Xenogears, or... Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You had definitely a lot more knowledge than I do. But, Xenoblade Chronicles X is also really good. It's just a different type of game. Still a great big open world. Still, beautiful. Still a similar combat system. The combat system is mostly the same. But you don't have a fixed character in X. You have, custom character that you make, which is cool. And then it's like science fiction. And you actually get to pilot a mech in the open world. And the world's huge. One of the biggest games you'll ever play. Because you actually get, the first half of the game in Xenoblade X, you're on foot. And then in the second half, you get a mech called a skell. Like an exoskeleton skell. And you get to fully wander around the mech. I don't know what Wii Shop channel is. And, they wanted to make a world that was big enough for the mech to feel good, and this huge mech that can even fly. Eventually can fly. So, the world in Xenoblade Chronicles X is fucking insane. Like, over 250 miles. Not even kidding. Because you're in these super fast mechs. But the world is awe-inspiring. It's one of the largest games ever made, honestly. So, but it's a very different vibe. I still really like X, and I would recommend you try X, but there's a reason why they call Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and XX, because it's like a sci-fi RPG. Very different vibe, so it's a game worth playing, but that's the reason why it's not called Xenoblade 4 or Xenoblade 2 or whatever. So, and I'm really happy because that just last year came to Switch. That was a Wii U exclusive, which kind of doomed it. And at the time, people were in awe of the world. Because it was on Wii U and it was like 250 miles. These huge mechs. Massive city. But, it was on the Wii U, so not a lot of people got to play it. I actually have a Wii U. It's up there in my closet. My gamepad broke when I moved, but I still had the fucking Wii U. I'm one of the 5 people in the world that has one. I love the Wii U, actually, and I will defend the Wii U until the day that I die. It wasn't a bad system. It was marketed badly. And even by the way, even fucking Nintendo said that. Nintendo straight up said, we should have called the Wii U the Wii 2. We caused so much confusion over what it was that people thought it was a fucking peripheral. Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. That's why emulation and stuff is so vital, man. Yeah, exactly. So, emulation is God's work. And honestly, dude, Xenoblade was kept alive basically by emulators. It became so hard to get a copy of Xenoblade on Wii that nobody could afford it. Nobody wanted to pay fucking $200 for a Wii copy. I don't even want to think about what the price is now, because that was like $200 back when the Wii was still current. Now all the prices for games have gone up to insane lengths. So most of the people who play Xenoblade play it on fucking Dolphin. And I don't blame them. I'm not going to spend $200 on a copy of a game and it's not even going to go to Nintendo. It's going to go in their fucking pocket. My rule on emulation is that it's totally ethically fine for older games. These are games that are hard to find, that would cost a shit ton of money to get a legitimate copy, and even if you manage to fork over the huge money to get a legitimate copy, it's not going to you. Or to the game developer. It's going to some neckbeard. Like, oh hey, yeah, I could spend $250+ to a scalper to get a copy of Pokemon Emerald, or I could emulate it. Which of the two? The one that gives us that's insanely overpriced and doesn't support the developer, or this? So for older games, you know, I go ahead, emulate. I don't care. It's like for newer games that it hurts. Like there are people who actually were emulating Switch and dumping the games as soon as they came out, and oh fuck yeah, it's probably really expensive now. It was like $250 back in the day, and now all the harder to get games are now that expensive. So yeah, so I actually supported Nintendo taking down people dumping Switch emulators because that directly hurts their bottom line. Like I remember when Metroid Dread came out, that people were dumping and emulating it the day of launch, and they're like, man, it takes so long for us to get a 2D Metroid. I'm like, this is why. Like, literally, it's one thing to emulate an older game, where you couldn't buy it legitimately if you wanted to, where it's not really hurting the publisher. But when you dump a game that just came out at launch, and a game that's readily available, Jesus Christ. That's insane. I wish I hadn't sold my copy. Fuck me. Oh well. I was young and dumb. I think as long as it comes to older games, emulate to your heart's content. There's nothing ethically wrong. Jesus Christ. There's nothing ethically wrong with emulating older games. It's just like newer games like Switch, that's kind of dickish. That directly hurts the game developer. And if you want more games in the series, you need to support the developer. 1 second. I'll be right back. I need to use the bathroom real quick and take my medicine. That is shocking, though. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. I take my medication. I take it the same time every night, 9. I am on anti-anxiety medication because I have an anxiety disorder. I'm very open about it. That's why my channel is called, Karen Arista O.C.G. And I wanted it to be something good. Something that, I could be proud of instead of offended by, you know? For once in my life. But, I tell you what, Dustin, I'm gonna go briefly. I've got to go to the store for my parents. My parents are disabled. I live with my parents. And I help them out. My mom is disabled. And my dad is disabled. They were both born disabled. Well, my mom was born disabled and my dad was injured. But, I gotta go to the store and I'll be back. And I'm gonna stream then. Obviously, family comes first. My mom asked me to go to the store for her, and I'm not gonna say no. There's a gas station just down the way that I walk to. I usually go each day. My mom had me go back again, but I'm gonna be back. And yeah, exactly. About emulation, I agree with you. Getting old games now is insane. They are overpriced to the extreme due to scalpers. They ruined the whole thing. It all started during the pandemic. They scalped them all the prices because people wanted games. And it's yet to come down to back to what it was before. And now all older games are fucked now. Like, these scalpers basically ruined old game collecting. I used to collect a bunch of old games. In fact, I have tons of old games. I have 50, 60 PS2 games. Tons of original Xbox games. Tons of 360 games. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of physical games. And I would get them for cheap. And that's how I built up a game collection, even though I had very little money. Now, it's so much that you can't afford to hardly buy any of that. So scalping or emulating is the only way to fight back. Because, you know, I'm not going to pay $200. I'm not going to pay fucking $200 for a game. And that money won't even go to the developer. It's going to go to some neckbeard scalper sitting there collecting them. So emulation is the common man's tool to fight back against the bullshit, the inflation. And most people can't afford to spend $200 or more, as we talked about with Xenoblade, on a single game. That's like multiple months of game money. Most people have to save up to get a single new game. So it's just not even feasible. Even if you could spend the money, most people, it's just an insane, unfeasible amount of money. So they just don't do it. So for most people, emulation is the only way to play the games. And people try to give them shit about it. But for me, honestly, I've talked about it before and I'll talk about it again. As long as it's an older game, I don't care. Now, if you're fucking emulating Switch games, Deadpool, yeah, exactly. You're emulating Switch games, that's different. You're directly cutting out of Nintendo's bottom line. And it's a readily available game for cheap. You know, you're going to have to pay at most sticker price. Nintendo doesn't do sales, but they don't gouge the prices either. Usually, for games anyway. Switch 2 is another fucking story, but you get what I'm saying. So, like, for modern games, I would say you should just buy the game. I mean, I'm not going to morally pontificate and lecture you, like, you shouldn't. But in general, I would say it's morally correct to buy modern games. And not pirate them, because you support the developers, and it's readily accessible. But for older games, you should just emulate them. So, people talk about the ethics of, emulation. That sucks, dude. I've lost things that are really important to me, and I've had people steal things. Yeah, I get you there, dude. So, obviously, pirating a game is not the best thing you should do, but it's not like the worst crime you could commit. I'm not going to sit here and lecture to people. But people often debate, what's ethical? What's ethical? Is it ethical to emulate games? And it's really simple for me. If it's an older game, it's ethical. If it's a newer game, you should just buy it. Of course, I'm not going to sit here and say you're a bad person if you pirate a game, you know? But still, we're debating the ethics, that's how I feel. Really simple. Clear cut. Older game, cool. Newer game, dubious. But still, if somebody was, you know, pirating newer games, I'd be like, well, you should buy it, but I'm not going to be like, oh, you son of a bitch! I would just say, well, you know, you're not supporting the developer, so if you don't get any new games in the series, that's why. But yeah, so, but hold on, Dustin, I've been meaning to do this before. I have a Discord. It's a small Discord I invite people to. And I'm trying to build up the numbers. I'm going to be back on to stream in a little bit after I go back to the store. It's not going to take me super long. The store's just down the road. Sorry. It's not going to take me super long to go to the store because it's down the way. Maybe 20 minutes. Because I got to go and stand in line. So, I'll be back on anyway. But, I'm going to send you a link to the Discord, and if you use Discord, it'd be great to have you there. I invite people that I think are cool, and we just chat and talk about people. It's a very small Discord now. I started a new one. I had drama with the old one. So, there's not that many people there, and it's just cool, and I'm trying to invite good people there. Yeah. So, I'm sending you the Discord, and you can join, and it'll be good to have you, man. But I will be back. I'm gonna let that sit for a second, so you can click on it if you want to. And now I'm going to stop the stream and I'm going to go to the store. It's been good.